Yeah. It's a movement. It's a movement. You can't stop it. Stop it.
What's up, Fight World? I'm back for my part 2 segment on my take on the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight. Now, I'm going to put this in perspective for everybody. You know, MMA is a multi-art combat, right? Multi-art combat, okay? So, to me, when you hear multi-art combat, you think of people who train in multiple arts. Now, when you're training in multiple arts, it's very difficult to be a master of any one of those. Now, say you are a purist at BJJ and you've been doing it your whole life, and then you decide later in life, oh, I want to do, cage fight. Then you decide to take up these other arts, right? There's no way that you're going to be a master of those. You're just going to have some tools that will help. And then your game will be your ground game, or your game will be your kickboxing, or your game will be your boxing. Now, not too many boxers go do cage fighting. You have a few here and there. You got a few solid boxers in UFC, but not at the level of, the Floyds, sorry, I just caught that on TV. The Floyds, the Andre Wards, the Manny Pacquiao's, the Mikey Garcias, the Terrence Crawfords, even Shane Mosley's in the, we're going back a little bit. Even the, Roberto Duran's, the Macho Camachos, the Sugar Ray Leonards. I mean, those are just a whole nother ballpark of skill. And so my point is this. Right? You're in a cage, right? A lot of those guys that decide to do MMA say, oh man, I can't really get far in boxing because, to get far in boxing is very difficult. You got to be on that level, and that's a fact. There's just so far you can get up that ladder in boxing, and then you're going to hit you're going to hit that fighter that just outclasses you and just makes you think, if you thought you were good, make you realize that, damn, I really wasn't that good, but I gave it a shot. I became a journeyman. Oh, I'm just kidding. Props to anybody who steps in the ring. But then look, this is my take on the MMA guys, right? Check it out. Watch. This is it, right? You're punching each other. You're punching, pa, pa, pa. Boom. All of a sudden, damn, you're like, I can't hang with that. That's too much. Can't take those blows. So what do? You got options. I'm not going to get hit all night. So what do? I grab your leg, or I shoot a leg, or I throw a kick and I grab your leg. Or I lay on the cage and I lay there and I hold you up against the cage and I'm waiting for the referee to stall because I'm not trying to let you go and get punched in my face no more. See, in boxing, there's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide. You got to take those punches in stride. You got to be able to give them back. You got to be able to weather the storm. You got to be able to say, damn, is this what I'm really built for? These questions come in your mind in a fight like that. In the MMA world, you're thinking, all right, cool, man. Well, I can't handle these punches, so I'm going to take it to the floor. I can't, oh, man, you know what? We're hanging out too long on the floor. I know they're going to break it up. We're going to have to stand up again. Oh, man, I got to figure out a way to take them down again. This is the thought in the MMA mind. When you fight with just these, then you only got your mind and your feet to maneuver and think like a chess match in order to not get pummeled and beat down bad, because it happens. It happens, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Even top-level boxers that will here, they end up coming across somebody just that much better, and they do them dirty. So, by any stretch, do I think that Conor McGregor is going to win? Not in my wildest thoughts. Not in my wildest thoughts. So, that's it. And he won't beat anybody in a boxing ring. I mean, look, nobody that's worth watching. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could throw him in there with a guy who's making a pro debut, and he might lose that too. But nobody's going to want to watch that, They're going to want to watch him up against the guys that are more on an elite level. So that's my take. MMA guys have options. And I don't feel it's the superior combat sport and it's the crazier one. No, it's just they have more options and they're able to get away from punches and go on the floor when they can't handle the barrage of accumulative punches coming at them. In boxing, you got no options. That's it. You're getting punched in your shit. Head, body, wherever you're getting hit, and you gotta be able to weather the storm. You gotta be able to become a defensive-minded boxer. You gotta be able to be an offensive mind. You gotta be able to mix it up. You gotta have an arsenal in there. You gotta be smart. You can't rely on kicks and floor game and all that extra stuff to save you. That's what I look at it like. You're in a cage. Yeah, you're fighting, but you can't stand up with nobody. You can't stand up with nobody. It's a different world, and that's it. And I hope to God more MMA fighters come out and challenge a lot more boxers. I want to see more of this. I just want to see more. Who's willing to step in the ring, go 12 rounds just with these. Just with these, man. Just with these. Forget about, oh, I want to hold you and knee you, and I want to kick you, and I want to throw you on the floor, because all that stuff to me is like anybody could do that. Anybody with a set of balls could do that. And I give you guys credit. That's crazy. Like, who the hell wants to get kicked in their face? Who wants to get kneed in their chest? Who wants to get choked out? Nobody. But honestly, that's not a real warrior fight. That's a street fight. You got multiple arts. Nobody's a master of anything. And if you're a master of something, you're not very strong in those other areas. You saw Conor. You saw Conor. His strong game was his stand-up game. His strong game was his stand-up game against Nate Diaz. And what Nate Diaz, peppering him, pow, pow, rocking his world. Nate Diaz. He can't step in the ring with Floyd. He can't step in the ring with Uncle Earl. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, Conor couldn't hang with Diaz. So what'd he do? You seen it in him. He kind of gave up. So he went to try to take Diaz to the floor because he kept getting hit too much. Couldn't take the punches. And that's what's going to happen Saturday. Come Saturday, that's what's going to happen. So he took Diaz to the floor. What happened? He got choked out at Diaz's game. Why'd you go to the floor? Not too small. Now, when you fight Floyd, you can't go to the floor. And if you go to the floor, you might get beat up from everybody outside. And I'm not saying, you don't have people outside too, but there's going to be some pissed off people if you try to take Floyd to the floor and try to hit him. It's going to be craziness. But that's my take. That's take 2. I'm going to have another take on it. I'll probably bring a UFC, one of my boys who's a trainer at the gym, where I run my boxing program, Unique Fitness Extreme, UFX Boxing. That's my boxing program out in Shirley, Long Island. I got my boy over there is the MMA director, Chris Cope. He's a former UFC fighter. And we both, I'm sure he knows how I see it, and he agrees. I hope he understands. There's skills to this. There's a science behind all this. I know he hopes to God that McGregor doesn't embarrass him and all his friends over there at the UFC. But we'll see. We'll have another take, me and Chris Cope, maybe later or tomorrow. And that's it, guys. Stay tuned. Leave your comments. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. That's it. I'm out. Peace. Oh, yeah. Watch the throne. Ring King, baby.
Yeah. It's a movement. You can't stop it.